Hey guys, welcome to Susan Shares. Well, today we're going to cover a special passage of scripture and I'm going to relate it personally. It's in Joshua 4, when the whole nation had finished crossing the Jordan, and the Lord said to Joshua, "Choose 12 men from among the people, one from each tribe, and tell them to take up 12 stones from the middle of the Jordan, from right where the priest stood, and carry them over with you, and put them down at the place where you stay tonight." So Joshua called together the 12 men he had appointed from the Israelites, one from each tribe, and said to them, "Come over before the ark of the Lord your God into the middle of the Jordan. Each of you is to take up a stone on his shoulder according to the number of tribes of the Israelites, to serve as a sign among you. And in the future, when your children ask you, 'What do these stones mean?' tell them that the flow of the Jordan was completely cut off before the ark of the covenant of the Lord. And when it crossed the Jordan, that the waters of the Jordan were cut off. These stones are to be a memorial to the people of Israel forever." And that was awesome. And that's a memorial. And so many times we get caught up doing God's work, we don't stop and place a memorial thanking God for what he's done in our life. And memorials are so important. And as it relates personally is I just spent the weekend with a group of my daddy's former basketball players, and they were remembering. They stopped for a weekend to remember all that my father had done for him. Now, I know my father's a man, but they were thanking God for that. All of them were believers, the ones that talked to me, and they were saying, "God used your father in my life." One in particular, I will only tell one of the many stories I heard, but it changed a family pattern. This man was, he said, "When I tried out for your father in basketball, I had nothing. My family had never, I was the first in my family to ever attend college, and I was not planning to. I was driving my younger brother, who was 18 at the time, to try out for your father, and so thrilled to do so. I was thinking, finally, someone in our family is going to go to college. He's the first to break through." I drove him there, and he was the one trying out, and your dad looked at me and he said, I'm going to provide you a pair of tennis shoes. I want you to take off that shirt, and I want you to scrimmage with your brother. And trying out. I was 26 years old at the time. My brother was 18. I tried out with him, and your dad looked at me and he said, "Son, I'm going to give you a scholarship with your brother if you will come. You're a fantastic player. You are great, and you will do great, and I will play you, and you need to come to college." And he went home. He was already married, had a newborn, and he said to his wife, "Honey, what would you think if I told you that man gave me a scholarship?" And she said, "If you think we can make it, I will go." And she told me that changed the course of our family. All three of our children never even questioned, "Do I go to college?" Because their daddy went, and they knew they were supposed to go, and our two grandchildren are in college and doing great, and it changed a pattern in our family, and we thank God for that. He used your dad. And that was stopping to thank God for how he used his people, because God speaks to us through his word, his people, and himself. And we need to stop and thank him. A memorial, a stone, a whatever. But when we showed up, I was only a little girl when we were at Williams, but she thanked my mother, she thanked me, but mainly they were both thanking God, because especially for the 26-year-old, unlikely that he would have chosen a 26-year-old, but he did. So we need to stop and thank God and put a memorial down instead of just carrying on and quickly passing through, but stop and use memorials in our life, just like God asked Joshua to do. And so that's a word, and an important word. Are we stopping? And what's your stone? And thanking God for, and a reminder of his faithfulness in your life today. Have a great day. Bye-bye.